Hello, I am back once again, and I know my schedule's been all over the place lately, with last week's stream being moved, then cancelled because I got sick, which is one of the few times that I actually cancel a stream. In any other scenario, I will try to move, as this week, because I had to take my mother somewhere in the evening, and we left around 8, so... No, wait, no, we did. Yeah, we left around 8 or 7:30. But I arrived home around 10, so yeah. There's that. But it's Thursday now, and we're back. We're doing train stuff again. And I'm also here with Obsidian Blade 266, because that's just become the usual. Yeah, let's jump into it. I've done intro. Let's hope OBS wants to work.
Intros.
So does it? Ah, there it is. First thing is it shows explosion.
Also, I tried playing Minecraft on my work computer today.
Let me guess, like 10 FPS.
Surprisingly, it actually did it pretty well.
Yeah, if you want to really get into budget gaming these days, buying
Bro, no, because I talked to you about the 2011 processor.
Yeah, you have to look at specs, of course. But if you want a budget PC that has somewhat decent specs, then it's actually somewhat smart to look into a PC that comes out of an office. It often doesn't have a really good graphics card installed. In some PCs it's actually integrated graphics, but it can still be decent, you know? It can still actually, if you want for like 400-500 bucks, then you can actually get a device. You can start gaming. The quality will be shit. All settings will be set to low. That is, if you already have a monitor. If not, then you will have to look for a monitor. It's Iron Mine West, but it's a lot of money though. Wait, there's also a bunch of money. Hold on a second here. I don't know the unloading unless it's 1. Don't do 3 drop-offs. Drop-offs are annoying to deal with. Right, only 1 shunting job, but... And it is heavy. But if I prepare this shunting job, that gives me 28 plus half of it, which is 34. That would push me over the 200,000 mark, which means a DE6. Although I would have to do the maintenance, but then I can grab a short haul, something like this. That's not a short haul, that's a cross map haul basically. This also, then I can grab some lighter loads and, do it that way. But alright, let's first see if we can find a bunch of flat cars, because I require flat cars now. And also, being home alone has its ups and downs. The downside is you're alone, so it can get lonely. The upside is you don't have to take anyone into account when doing stuff. Only you are basically causing stuff like dishes and everything, so you can very easily get, your dishes done. Although I do still have to actually empty the dishwasher from it running yesterday, or last night basically, and fill it with whatever I used today. But that will be done after the stream. I'm gonna have to go to the kitchen anyway to make my lunch for tomorrow. Although, I don't necessarily have to make lunch. Considering it's Friday, which means we're gonna get food somewhere else. And actually, although I do have to buy it myself, which basically means I'm spending my paycheck already. It's delicious, so I don't really care. Also, Jim, I got a fuck ton of work yesterday. Like, a lot of work. Because what they figured out is that they... There we go. Still have a little bit of a cough, so that will be a repeating thing. But they were having trouble with, like, some switches for sensors. Because if you have two sensors, you have a switch. This sort of a rotating dial with numbers around it to say it's supposed to read that number, but which one is going to be which? You don't want to have to figure that out on location. You want to have it predetermined, so the code can already be pre-made. Wait, I'm gonna write down which track I have, so which tracks I need to go to, so I can formulate a proper plan and do this as efficiently as possible. But for that, I need to add a tab to an Excel sheet with every little valve and whatever's connected to said valve for basically 22 different files. The biggest one has 112 or 109 valves. And I have to basically say, alright, does it have a sensor? Yes. Does it have a thermostat? Yes. Does it have lights? Does it have a lighting module connected to it? No. Are there, like, fire valves there? No. A lot of that stuff for a lot of things. And then I also have to add that on the drawing. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I basically have work till the end of the year, though. Or at least till Christmas. Which basically is the end of the year, because we're closed after Christmas. Because here in Europe, we actually give people free time. Because wouldn't you want to have free time? It's free. It has the word free in it. Wait. Jim.
Yeah.
We're Dutch, right? We like free things. So we
Yeah.
like our free time.
Yeah.
Because it's free. Yes, I'm grabbing the handcar. I don't care. There we go. It did a flip. Handcar flip. There we go. At least I have food and drink. Some food and some drinks here. I even got fancy and put ice cubes in a glass and then poured iron brew over it, and I have some chips or some crisps. So I'm set for a while. Alright, so check the C and the D yard. I have a feeling the G yard and E yard are gonna have a thing, but I think it's gonna be the G yard that's gonna have what I need. I want to go over the switches and, change them. Well, the least I can do is set them up correctly now. Whee. There we go. No, go back. There we go. So if I start at C1, I want to kind of end at D5S. Let me guess. G1 or G7? It's definitely G. It's definitely an S. Ah. I know I could probably read it from the map, but I'm lazy. It's 1 as suspected. Alright, so I need to be here in the CR. There I need to first pull a load away. Or push pull, just get it separated, get it available. I need definitely to load it in the D yard, so I have a plan to first basically take this DE2 here, because DE2 it's cheap. I'm not pulling a steam locomotive out just for this. Then pull back, then pull into here, pull into the lane here, pull out, put the load that I actually, need back there, and then put the rest back, and then pick it back up again. I need to push it though. Well, it's a Y here, so I can basically pull out, go into the G yard, pick stuff up there, go into the D yard, pick stuff up there, pull back out, pull back out, and pull back into the D yard. and then walk towards the office, load it to activate the job, load the thing, then put it back, way within the 48 minute timer, get the bonus, see what maintenance is going to be, probably too much, grab a heavy load for a shorter distance, and buy the DE6 license. That's the current plan. And boink. Alright, 020. I need to pull forward, then back up. It slowly starts building up pressure. Brake pressure. Of course, I don't have any brakes yet. I barely have 1 bar worth of pressure. But Jim, I was actually starting to think that, or starting to think about more, that would be more accurate, to start working 4 days a week when I actually have to sign the contract. Because it would be nice, but I would have to first look at the pay. Because in my opinion, the only reason you really have to take a job is money. And maybe because you want to do something with your hands, or you at least want to be active. But if you really want to do that, you would have done so already. Otherwise, I see a job only as a thing I need to do because I require money to pay for stuff. In an economy that's slowly hating you more and more. Because, surprise, fuel prices are going to go up 5 cents in the Netherlands. For next year. Hello. I want the hot dog. Yes. Bong. Please don't roll away. Yeah, I was quite annoyed when I actually saw the news that the Dutch government, in a country with one of the highest fuel prices in Europe, is going to raise them even more. Although there's a reason why, even though I am annoyed, I'm not that annoyed, and that's the fact that they want to put the extra money towards, like, trains and public transport. And if it means, well, it's gonna be more public transit, like buses. But if that means that the bus stations and routes stay, yeah. The hot dog, I feel you. I feel you. Trains. I should still go to that model train store nearby. Although those models are expensive. I kinda want one from my desk at work. Oh yeah, there it is. Connect everything up. Of course handbrake's on the other side, why wouldn't it be? I somehow came to the right car immediately because that one isn't 90, that's 76. And I need 90. Wait, 20 plus 14, that's 40, so I will actually be able to buy the DE6 license after this. Yeah. Good, that's a good thing. Like, I work for 40 hours a week, so I actually have money. And still living with my mom, so that saves money. But yeah. I might also have to spend money on my car pretty soon because one of the belts, like, it didn't do it today, weirdly enough, but over the last couple of days, one of the belts, probably the only one, has been like squealing at me. Sure. I'm always open to tips and tricks. Ah, that one, yeah. Well, funny thing, I decided I've played this game for hundreds of hours already, so I wanted a challenge. So this run has been basically made to be as painful as possible with no dash. Like, I'm spamming the F button right now. It is not doing anything. I've turned that completely off. Everything is really expensive, so I'm quite happy that I might be, after months, I might actually be able to afford the DE6. Yeah, I usually play realistic. You have a short sprint, you have a short dash distance, but it still works. But that does mean that if I mess up by falling off a train like this, and my train is moving too fast and I can't get on in time, then that's just an instant derailment. Yeah, the funny thing is, you're not the first one to give me that tip. A lot of people see walking in Derail Valley and just think, that's wrong. Why am I even using the train brake for this? I have no air hooked up to the entirety of this. Ow. It's also annoying that my mic is basically my face. Makes drinking slightly difficult. There we go. Cold. Yes. Once a train gets away from me, I have no way of getting it back, and I can only watch as it either disappears around a corner or if it disappears off a cliff. It's one of the two. And there's no in between. Yeah. But you do have to be within range. And to be fair, I've never actually used a controller. But just want to use the independent actually. Yeah. I mean, at that point, I should just keep the rule: stay in the locomotive. Don't walk off of your locomotive. If I just keep that rule, then I should be fine. Right, everything is supposed to switch. I'm gonna... Yeah. Although, getting the caboose onto everything every single time if you make a massive consist, I can see that getting annoying. The easiest solution is just stay in your cab if you're at speed. Like, because I can't teleport, I can't get out of the way, so if I shut the doors, I can't get out. Instant safety. You can't fall off your train if you can't leave your cab. On the brakes we go. I think I turned even that off. Like, I made this basically as the only thing I gave myself as a sort of like crutch is the remote switching. Just because I don't want to have to come to a full halt every single time. Yeah, I want it to be as painful as possible. I do have VR goggles, but it... Alright, I'll see you around. My dog. Thanks for the follow. It's actually our first follower in months. Yeah, I mean this is the problem right here. I have to get the handbrake on, but it's going slightly too fast. Yeah, I could play this game in VR at some point in time. Right, how fast are we going? Basically 10 kilometers. Please tell me I didn't do damage. Please tell me I didn't just fuck everything up again. No, it's still at 100. Ooh. Right now I can tie the air in. And actually have train brakes. For the 3 cars that are here. Awesome. Yep. I should actually look underneath the bonnet of my car tomorrow. Purely to see if the belt is, first of all, if it's visible. Second of all, even if it's visible, if it's worn out. Because if it's worn out, then I can start looking for a replacement. And then actually get a replacement, then take it one day in a weekend somewhere, install it, and be done. Because surprise, if your belt squeals like a really high-pitched sound, it's probably worn out. However, I haven't really noticed anything failing yet. So I hope it's 2 belts, one for the air conditioning and one for the power steering and alternator, and I hope that's not one big belt, because I'm more concerned about my alternator belt snapping. That means my battery isn't being charged anymore, and if my battery is not getting charged anymore, then it's gonna run itself flat. Then I'll be stuck by the side of the road with a dead battery. Then I have to call roadside assistance to basically like, hey, belt not good, battery dead, come help. That would actually be a neat thing for for any roadside assistance stuff. Like if you can already say, all right, my car, this is wrong with my car, can you come fix it? Or at least slap a temporary fix on it so I can get it home or to a workshop or to someone that can fix it. And also, the surprising thing is merging today went really well for people. Like, I leave a car space in front of me. One car goes in front, the other one behind it already understands, alright, we're gonna do the full-on zipper, and then decides to go behind me. So I just leave the space by accelerating it that bit slower, and then leaving said space. Space gets filled, we continue driving on. Everybody's very happy. As opposed to one asshole thinking, I'm gonna need to go through now. Like, I'm gonna need to go in front because my dick is small and my ego is fragile, and I need to be fast. We all know those people. They're often either very big pickup trucks or Range Rovers, or in an Audi or BMW. Although I did have a annoying thing yesterday with traffic lights. For some reason, I had every traffic light either red or turning red upon getting closer, but it was never just smooth green go right through. My timing was always a tad bit off. And the first time it happens, you're like, oh, well, that's annoying. The second time it happens, you're like, why? The third time it happens, you recognize the pattern, and it's just becomes a slight annoyance. Like, you can't really change the color of the traffic light suddenly. Although, if you want to know something sneaky, if you want green lights, stay behind a bus. Because they have a device, there's a device within the bus that gives them priority at intersections. That's also why you sometimes have to wait for an empty bus. There are like 10 cars waiting, and then a bus with like 2 people in it, one being the driver and 1 passenger. Nah, they can go ahead. Like the 10 other cars don't have places to be. Then again, the bus runs on an actual set schedule, so... Although they don't even keep to that. Buses are often late, early, or straight up cancelled, but they're never perfectly on time. Which of course has to do with the inconsistency of traffic. Because today I had the suffering of a lot of people wanting to take one exit, and that clogs up the entire road situation. Like, I understand everybody wants to go to Amsterdam because that's just a big city and a lot of people work there apparently. But why do so many people decide to go the way I'm going, but then take an exit? And there's a certain amount of people that want to take the exit, but they can only fit on the lane for the exit. There's a little extra bit of lane that gets added as soon as like near an intersection, to sort of say, alright, go into this lane. Why am I not connected? Did I only connect my... Why didn't I connect anything? Well, like, there's a certain amount of cars that can fit on there, and then if too many cars want to move to that lane, they can't, and they start waiting in line. which then means that the cars that want to go straight or left can't get there because the road is fully blocked by people wanting to go right. And that's basically when your entire intersection collapses. And you're basically left with a lot of stuck cars. Or moving at a very slow speed. And sometimes people think, especially if you have multiple lanes, this lane is moving too slow, I'm gonna move to the left lane. And then jump the
Dumbest thing you can do, because then it just gets slower.
Yeah, because people then have to wait for you to switch lanes. Like, the best thing you can do if you are noticing that traffic's getting heavy and a traffic jam is forming, just stay in your lane and ride it out. That is the quickest way to get rid of a traffic jam. Just ride it out and try to be smooth with your speed. Because I've noticed that in traffic jams, it's often a start-stop, start-stop. And it's a lot of jerking backwards and forwards, because now you have to brake. Now you can accelerate up to 30 kilometers per hour. Oh, whoops! You have to brake to 0 again. Like, people don't really do it smoothly. Because if you just start moving slowly, then people behind you can follow. And then they will follow and drive smoothly as well. Because they notice, hey, this guy is doing a solid 15 kilometers per hour. He is actually consistently moving. So you're slowly getting rid of that traffic shock wave that exists. Of, oh, the person in front of me is braking, so I have to brake as well. And the person behind you also has to do that, and they brake a little bit harder and a little bit harder, and that then causes a full stop, and that causes a traffic jam as well. The best thing you can do in traffic is just be smooth with it. Now, instead of just slamming on your brakes, look far ahead. If you see brake lights turning on, already lift your foot off of the accelerator. It will make you slow down, but it will do it gently. The only downside is your third brake light won't turn on, which if the person isn't paying attention, does mean that they is more likely to approach you and do dumb shit. Although, Jim, you know what I saw today? Another person FaceTiming someone while driving. With the phone in the little holder stuck to the windshield. And it's surprisingly, like, I don't want to be sexist or anything. Like, I don't want to stereotype. But the only 2 instances that I've seen it, both have been women behind the wheel. Another funny thing about that, right? I was walking in Rotterdam at some point, as one does, trying to get 40,000 steps in one day. And eventually it was getting dark, and we noticed some people not having their lights on. Which is dangerous. You know, if you're already thinking, do I need to turn my headlights on? The answer's always going to be yes. Just do it. Don't put your full brights on though, just like your city driving lights or your low beams. But I said to my friend, I don't want to stereotype, but she's not making it easy. And then we saw the same thing happening 3 more times. Like, I don't want to stereotype, but people are not making it easy for me. Like, I believe in people's capabilities, not their looks or their gender or anything. Just it's a noticeable pattern, to put it that way. There's a noticeable pattern that is sad to notice. Because the thing is, right, not FaceTiming someone while driving is really easy. You just don't. Like, I fully understand using your phone for navigational purposes. Am I gonna do multi-track drifting here? Or am I actually gonna make the switch? Seems I'm actually making the switch. Nice. Like, I used my phone for navigational stuff yesterday as well. So that's that. Because turns out in the city I was going to, a road was closed. So we had to take a bus part, like a little thing made for buses. But we missed it. Ended up near the train station, where I did see a train that is sadly going to be dismantled because it's an old train and they want to use that to keep the other old trains running. If I say it's a red train that's near a grocery store, Jim, you'll probably know which train station I'm talking about. But yeah. Because I had to bring my mother to one of her friends so they could go, because they have a yearly tradition of going on vacation. And because I wanted to leave early this morning, you know, instead of having to drive here, then pick my mom up and then go. I basically drove my mom there, but yeah, it was a little bit. We drove way past the exit we needed to make, and eventually we made it back. Although I did drive to the train station and back. Yay! But apart from that, once we got there, had a cup of tea, sitting down a little bit, talking, and then after a while I was like, I should probably go. And then I was home around 10. Like, it was 9:30. I was like, I might want to head home. Also, Jim, at what time do you want to go back on Sunday? Because I do feel like it's a little bit important to discuss. Hello?
I don't know.
Yeah. You sound very soft. I might want to bump your audio up a little bit in Discord.
I got you. There you go.
There we go. But yeah.
I don't know how loud I am now, but
If you can put it like a tiny tad bit softer, then it would be perfect. Like, that is perfect. Because I do have to start early on Monday. Like, you could say, oh, I'm gonna take Monday off and then, you know, sleep in. But I can't do that. I have to actually,
why
you know,
not?
get to work again.
You have vacation days.
I don't know how many. I should at some point ask for it.
Apparently I have a shitload because I technically work 9 hours.
Yeah. Like, if I'm at the job, I will focus on the job and, you know, actually delivering work. But when I'm off the clock, when it's time to leave, and if I don't have to, like, if I have to stay for a little bit longer to finish something, I will do it. But otherwise, once the clock hits 4, I'm gonna be packing my stuff and going. Like, some people are the people that would, give everything for the company, those kinds of people. People that stay late, start early. Yeah, as long as I get paid and I don't get fired, I don't care. Like, I'd rather spend half the day in bed. Or just, do activities that I like instead of waking up fucking early and then having to drive in a sort of cold car. Because, it's winter is coming, and if I turn the heat on, I don't see shit. Because condensation exists. So you have that problem, which means I actually have to blow cold air through. Or I have to put it on full heat, full blast, and just crack a window. Although that's not that good for fuel economy, having your AC on and your air conditioning on, or having your AC on and window cracked. That's bad for your fuel economy. So I'd rather not do that. So then having cold hands to the point where I'm actually thinking of buying driving gloves.
Wait, that exists?
Yes.
Well, my steering wheel has a heater inbuilt, so
Yeah, but your mom's car is like pretty like the top trim model. It has heated seats,
Yes.
heated steering wheel.
Yes.
Yeah, mine doesn't have anything. Mine has air conditioning and a radio. Although the heat works quite well, especially if the engine's nice and warmed up. Like, then you can really start baking in there. Like, I'm not kidding. If it just grabs hot engine temp, like 90-degree air from, or at least that's what your engine temp indicates. But it grabs the air around a hot engine, shoves it, like pulls it through your cabin, and then out again, and it's incredible. Well, sadly, Jim, you probably won't be getting any of that. Instead, it will just be the.
I'll put my heated blanket in the front of the car. Not heated blanket, weighted blanket. I don't know.
I could turn the Christmas lights on though.
Everyone else in my house has a heated blanket, and I don't understand.
Me neither. Just get underneath the blanket, and if you're cold, just start rubbing your feet together to generate some heat. But if
it's not warm enough, take another blanket.
Like, that's why I like cold weather a lot more than hot weather. Because, oh no, it's cold.
Yeah.
Put on another layer. Go and get another blanket. Get comfy. Grab a nice mug of tea or hot chocolate. Just, you can get a lot cozier with cold temperatures than hot temperatures, which just means take off almost all of your clothing and try to cool off with ice cubes that melt immediately. Also, good thing about winter, ice cream doesn't melt as quickly. Technically, if it's freezing outside, does your ice cream even start to melt?
No.
There, she could just walk around the entire day with one ice cream, just occasionally taking a lick. How long is this? It's 17 cars. Why? Where's the end of it? Like, I'm almost on the center track again. I need to get past that switch specifically. Am I even gonna be in range of that? Oh, I am. Nice. Please let that be the last car. Oh. Aw, there's another one behind it. Aw, that's a bummer. Let that be the last one? Please? I beg you? Yes, that's the last one. So that's the rear. This is the rest of the train. And I have to load all of this. Oh boy. Yeah, the driving is going to be a lot of fun. Also because I don't have cruise control.
I don't use that either anyway. Like,
Well, if you have basically traffic driving at a constant speed, it is really nice to use. Like, you can just get your foot off the pedals, you can just relax. You don't have to worry about your speed anymore because, well, your car's doing it on its own. Oh, shit. That's the
yeah.
wrong way around. If I jump on top here, I can actually see. Yeah, I also, because my mom brought a suitcase with her, because it makes sense, you're going on vacation for a couple of days. I had to, and I still have that big box in the back of my car. Like, I have it in there basically the entire week. Like, I had the rear seats up, but that wouldn't do with this. I wanted to bring the box with me as well, or with this, like the suitcase with me, and the box. Although that fit perfectly, like like full on Tetris, it almost disappeared. It fit. So I'm not sure how much stuff you're gonna bring, Jim, but otherwise you might have to put something on your lap in order to bring it with you. It's out of range. Let's turn the engine off again. Apply the independent brake so don't have to wait for it to recharge as much. Yeah, I feel like on a Saturday morning there is going to be a lot of traffic. Especially going to your place, Jim. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Oh yeah, I can't forget my thermal paste. Although I'm
right.
wondering how old Jonas' laptop actually is, or how long he has had it in his possession. Because if it's less than 2 years, then I'm not touching it. Because then it's still under warranty, and I don't want to mess with a laptop that still has warranty on it. Unless I get explicit go ahead for it, that basically just say, alright, like I'm not gonna, unless Jonas says that he isn't gonna bring it there anyway, then I'm willing to go ahead with it, but I do basically want to ask just in case. First, ripping open the back of the laptop, removing the cooler, cleaning the cooler because dust. And yeah. It's also always funny to see how scared people are when they first start to work on any piece of technology, from desktops to laptops. Like they don't. There's like the opening the back panel, the back of like a laptop is easy. You just unscrew, take it off. Like it might be clicked into it, but you just start to gently tug on it, and then it should come loose. But then you see the actual motherboard, and then a lot of people start to get scared, especially if it has to do with little screws near the motherboard. The first couple of times you're scared and you're nervous and your hands are shaking. Around the third to fourth time, it just becomes normal and you're like starting to get annoyed at the size of the screws. I wonder if this will even fit on the track, or if it's going to be too long. This is taking quite a while. I've already been going for an hour, and all I've done is move cars.
Hello.
I'm waiting for the joining sound. There it is.
Kunde.
Hello, I am live.
Surprisingly, earlier you weren't yet while you had the game open.
Like for the first couple of minutes, because you start streaming around 8.
That is quite possible, yes. That is very possible.
It was dry, then it started raining again. Why?
So, Jim, what are you doing this evening?
This.
Oh God. Are you still editing that?
Yes.
Also, that is so cursed. Why is there Metal Gear music in fucking Silk Song?
Because I like the lyrics, and the lyrics actually kind of match the boss. Fun fact. I already... So, okay, wait. Because
God.
I don't know if you've played this game.
No, because I'm pretty sure Revengeance is the Sword version of Metal Gear.
Oh, no, I mean Silksong.
Neither.
Okay, this boss, you also fight earlier on. And there I also used this music. But there was just like, I didn't know anything yet, because I hadn't beaten the game yet. Like, it was just quickly made the first episode, and I was like, the music kind of superficially, hello, kind of superficially matches, because like there will be bloodshed, but turns out the music actually really fits this boss.
Bush, didn't you want to stream chess chess for idiots?
At some point.
Not right
in
now.
time.
But why not right now?
Because right now
Yes,
he's playing train game.
Yes, I'm playing Derail Valley, but I haven't gone through a valley, nor have I derailed.
Nor have you exploded an entire fucking. Fuck, what the
Yeah,
fuck is it called?
I haven't
What
murdered
fuck
an
is it
entire
called in
yard
English
of
where you fucking where all the fucking storage is for the damn fucking trains?
Yeah, I haven't exploded an entire railway yard of exploding cars. I haven't committed terrorism yet. I
What are
probably
you
won't
doing,
Let's
yet.
put the
man? Not even
emphasis on
terrorists.
yet.
I mean, let's be real. It is a yet in this case.
Well,
Exactly.
considering I might actually get the DE6 this time, after months of saving up for it.
The damn D6 is at it again.
Well, it's the end game, one of the end game locomotives. You have the DE6 and S2A2. The S2A2 I have had for a while, but that's Steam, and it is quite difficult to operate sometimes. In the meantime, the DE6, it's a diesel. You just not shade and wait. Like, it's a lot easier to drive. Instead of having to take into account boiler pressure, water, how much water is in your glass, how much water is in your tender.
Do you know what my issue is with the D6?
What?
The fact that most people, including me, know it as the Caterpillar D6. A 18 short ton fucking bulldozer.
Yeah. At least not the killdozer. Or was it?
No, that wasn't that a D8?
Not sure.
Pretty sure that was. Wait, no, what? It wasn't a cat. Now I think about it. Wasn't that a Komatsu?
I think it was, actually. Not sure. Let me look up on my phone, killdozer.
I am also looking it up.
Killdozer. Yeah,
Yeah, Komatsu. It was a Komatsu. A D355A bulldozer.
Yep. Although it is.
It gets better.
Sort of annoying.
Do you know what the first result is? The moment you look at at Komatsu D355A bulldozer,
You get the killdozer.
you get the killdozer.
I mean, that's not surprising.
Like in the first screen of fucking images, there's 3 photos of the killdozer, including a large-scale model you can buy on eBay.
Why are those 4 cars not
Why?
loaded?
More importantly, why is that model worth $140? And why has someone actually bought it?
Let's be real, Zhu would go for that.
Yeah, definitely.
I would rather buy the steel and the concrete and the bulldozer and make it one myself.
Yeah, it's 3D printed.
See, it's not even
It's
metal.
plastic. It's a plastic, very rough model that's supposedly most accurate design for $140, and someone has bought it.
But will we even move forward here? Slowly. It's moving
Very
forward
slowly.
slowly. Yeah, but if I were to make a version of the Killdozer, like actual metal and actual bulldozer, I would put a door in it. And not use it to kill an entire town.
I mean, the
Oh.
Killdozer had a... Wait, no, wasn't the door welded shut?
It was welded shut. He basically welded himself in there.
I was gonna say, because it did have a door.
Yeah, then it didn't have it anymore, and the reason was he probably knew he wasn't getting out of there easily, so he just accepted his fate, and
It was not a case of easily. He drove it into a fucking basement.
yeah, that's how it ended. One of the tracks sunk into a basement and sort of trapped him there.
And then he, I'm pretty sure, blew his brains out.
Yeah. Because, he welded himself shut. So I think it took multiple hours to even get to him at that point.
You can say what you want, but that man had some fucking craftsmanship.
That is true. Like, you say a lot about it, but it is pretty well done. And all because of a zoning and sewage dispute. Because he had a shop and a big...
It's a bit more complicated than that, and like by all means, it was a warranted fucking crash out, even to the level he did.
Yeah, because he had a shop, but then a building was planned basically right in front of him. Right in front of his building, basically blocking access to...
It wasn't just that. It was literal just being abused by every piece of the town for God knows how many years.
That on top of it as well.
He was being treated unfairly by literally every department that was there, including stuff like postal and God knows what else.
Yeah.
Like he literally just essentially decided, if everyone is gonna be against me, then I'm gonna fight back, and he did in his own way.
If everybody's against me, I might as well be against myself.
No, he wasn't. He basically chose, if everyone is going to be against me, I'm going to give them a damn good reason to be against me.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
they got out of fucking, like, they even got out other machinery to try and fight this fucking dozer. That's the thing. They failed.
Yeah, it was really thick. Yeah.
Let's see if I can find the clip of specifically the versus the scraper.
Like, the only thing that doomed it was that basement. Otherwise, it would have just continued on.
And if anything, it would have been better if it had continued on, I'd say.
Like, we would have seen more of his
you know
crash
what
out.
they're on about at this point?
I mean, he was completely fucking
So,
right in
well,
what
they
he
have-
did.
Well, they have their conversation. Hold on. There's something I forgot to ask yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Do you think, now that you've seen, the thing, Do you feel Griffith is a villain?
I accidentally took some extra cars with me, but I don't care.
Okay,
What?
interesting. There's some people that say he isn't.
Well, considering his actions,
Yeah.
he might not have been
Actually,
initially,
okay.
but he is now.
Fun fact: there's people that believe he is like that. What he did is like, well, not good, but that he didn't do anything wrong.
It's kind of
Which,
like
that
like Epstein. He did nothing wrong.
I'm not sure about that.
I disagree with those statements.
I am not
I mean,
sure
I'm
about
even completely willing to go farther than just disagreeing with his statement. I am like, it's just the silent
no,
part out loud is just
no.
that Trump was part of this.
No, we're not talking about that.
If you go
I'm
to,
just messing.
if you look up the word Gmail, the top link will be a website, will be directing you to a Gmail sort of, layout with all Epstein messages.
That
Or at least
they have been leaked by the department, yes.
the
Because,
emails.
like, they were gonna leak it, then they decided, no, there's nothing to leak. Then Democrats leaked a couple of them. Then they decided, let's put out. Oh, you know
This is
those
not the point.
20,000
Why-
emails we said that didn't exist? Here, have them.
Sorry, Jim. We changed the
Yeah.
topic again.
Also, I still find it hilarious about the whole Bubba thing. Like,
Bubba thing.
The Baba thing? What?
yeah, about
Bubba
Trump,
thing? What Bubba thing?
but involving Trump and former President
Epstein.
Bill Clinton, which they've denied that it was Bill Clinton
Oh dear God.
when they
Oh, dear
referenced to
God.
Bubba. But then the theory ran that I think
I fear
Jeffrey
now
Epstein's
that I now
wife
know
had
what
a
you're on about.
horse named Bubba. And
Which is
if you have
arguably
allegations
worse,
that you've
but still.
given a job that requires blowing to someone named Bubba, and it is not a former president, but it then gets referenced to a horse, might not be good PR wise.
I mean,
Really?
let's be real. Bad PR and horses kind of go together. Have we forgotten Glock?
Do you mean
What?
the company that made handguns or the company that did horse insemination?
It's the same company. It's the same company. It's not a different company. It's the same company.
They just like shooting things into things.
And selling horse cum.
That as
What?
well.
You didn't know Glock is in that business?
I knew they were in the horse insemination. Didn't know this actually
No.
sold it. Like,
I'm pretty sure they sell it.
just in case you buy a bucket.
This is a bucket. There is more.
But wait a minute. You didn't know
horse
Glock-
jizz.
You genuinely didn't know Glock was in that business?
No?
You also don't know they started with making knives?
That I didn't know.
No, but that makes sense considering.
Oh well, it's actually a bit more complicated. They started with polymers, then they started making knives, then they made 20 other things, and then they decided, let's make a gun.
Well, considering where Peugeot started, the car company,
Oh dear God. Oh dear God, the French.
they started making steel. Then they went to those, like, pepper mill things, for grinding pepper onto your food. I think they still sell those. Not sure. Then they went with bicycles. Because of course. And I think after that, they might have done some more couple things in between, but I think after that, they went to cars.
Yeah, that checks out. I'm gonna read a sentence about Glock in a private fucking company, and this is gonna explain especially why Glock gets ridiculed every once in a while. The company makes popular polymer-framed pistols, but also produces field knives and trenching tools, various horse-related products, and apparel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those things should not be in the same fucking sentence or company.
What?
But what if you wanted
Okay.
a gun and a bucket of horse cum?
I mean,
Yeah, those are
if
usually
it's
exclusive.
look, if that's their ambition, then I'm happy they made their dreams. Okay.
Shut up, Jim.
Hey,
Same-
you know what? One, I'm pretty sure they're Austrian.
Yeah.
Two, they were made. They existed after World War II.
It's sort of the same thing with Yamaha being, oh, want to play piano? Sure, we have those.
Oh God.
Do you
Yamaha.
perhaps know where I can buy
Yeah.
a motorcycle? Hmm. And then it
No,
became
but
the
like
same
when,
company.
when most fucking like such brands in fucking Japan,
Samsung.
because they were so. Samsung is not even Japanese.
Yes, but they have phones, tanks, or not particular tanks, but
Cars.
artillery, cars, fridges.
But like the thing with Japanese companies is interesting because historically speaking, Japan was very much on its own.
Yeah, isolation.
So they
Yeah,
had
until
to
they
essentially make
weren't.
everything themselves.
until
yes,
the
they
US
were.
knocked.
No. Until they weren't.
Yeah, like
Actually, I guess
Which-
to
which
this
fun
day,
fact?
they're kind of
Which
still. I
fun
know. I
fact?
think about it.
do you know? Did you know that anime has its fascination with German things because of the VOC?
Not just German. Have you seen how much like biblical references there are in anime?
Yes, but German is easier to fucking to explain, I guess. But it all has to do with the VOC.
What the Dutch shipping?
Now that I think about it, Carl Jung is also German.
Like the Japan used to be completely
Yeah,
secluded.
they blocked
Yeah,
everything
except
And the
for the
VOC
Netherlands.
actually-
The Netherlands was allowed in.
at like one port.
Yes, the VOC was allowed in. They started training.
one
They started
port.
helping them, and eventually they sent some Germans there to do whatever the fuck they did. And that made slowly the German relations with them better. And we know how that ended. But
2 sons being dropped.
which is strange to think that those 2 sons being dropped has to do with the VOC. Talk about butterfly effect.
Yes.
This is why we like history, because everything is connected.
Yes. Like how, I think, was it on the podcast or was it last stream that we basically linked the French Revolution
Yeah,
first to
yeah,
the British, then to the United States, and then back to the French. Because France and the United Kingdom, or Great Britain, are at war. Britain kind of goes broke, so then they start taxing their colonies. So basically, also the colonies in which what would be the United States. They get mad. They start the American Revolution. Then the during the revolution, they go to France and basically ask for help. French are like, yeah, we kind of have a crisis. But, you know, it's against the British, so of course they're going to help. Because, you know, Britain sort of won. And, you know, the winner in a war is usually broke. So France helps the United States become independent. But France, in doing that, also goes broke. But because the royal family is still being fancy and everything, and all basically the upper class people are still living fancy, all the poor are breaking their backs for maybe one bread for a month. You know, the people get unhappy.
A month?
I don't know.
A month? How dare you ask such ridicule? Okay.
Exactly. And then they got mad, and a couple years later, heads started rolling. Because that's
Everyone
I mean,
lived happily
which is all
ever after.
interesting, given the stuff like the Statue of Liberty.
was a gift from the French, yes.
Yes.
Which there have been
Wasn't
some
it?
jokes
Wasn't
about
that with
them
that
wanting
thing?
it back.
Wasn't it at some point that it was like they made that like as a gift, but then it wasn't big enough, and then they made the Statue of Liberty?
I don't know.
Well, do you know what's even more interesting? Do you know who designed and built the Statue of Liberty?
No?
Gustav Eiffel.
Oh. Actually, yeah, that makes sense.
You know, the one that also designed a certain tower in Paris.
Yes, yes, indeed.
The Eiffel Tower, maybe.
Which, interestingly enough, the Eiffel Tower is after the Statue of Liberty.
Huh. I mean, the Eiffel Tower was built for like a world fair. And, you know, then they just decided
fun
to keep
fact,
it there.
the statue's head was the statue's head. Yes, but the statue's head was at the Paris World Fair 10 years earlier than the Eiffel Tower.
Also, I feel like, from what I've heard, you were able to walk through the Statue of Liberty a lot more in the past with, I think, the torch as well. But then it kind of got unsafe, and then they sort of stopped doing that to, you know, keep people safe.
Well, the issue is, it has a copper skin, a iron support structure, and do you know what Eiffel used to prevent galvanic corrosion?
No?
Asbestos with shellac.
Ah.
Okay.
So it basically asked,
Do I need to explain more? Why maybe
How
it isn't
much
as safe as
cancer
you
do
might
you want?
want it to be. Yes.
that is basically that, you're asking that question. And the answer is actually just yes.
I mean, the entire skin is insulated with asbestos with shellac, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering when they're actually gonna... You know, are they gonna replace it at some point? Or are they just...
It's the Americans, let's be real. They'd rather let it literally collapse than do any fucking maintenance.
True.
If anything, I genuinely I'd expect them to fucking blame the French on it too then at that moment. You should have built it better, you bitch.
Even though it's really,
Why didn't you
really
maintain
old.
it, the French?
I mean, I feel like that's part of why some French cars get a lot of hate for it. Because...
No, to be fair with the French car manufacturers, they get abused. The French treat cars like absolute fucking dog shit. If there's like 20 fucking dents in the door, they're still like, it's good.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. That's the way the French treat fucking objects, with zero fucking care.
Yeah. No, it can be seen as a problem, but it can also just be seen as, oh well, does it still run? Just ask yourself that question. Is my car still running? Yes. Then it doesn't need maintenance.
Could it be running for longer if you would do the fucking maintenance? Yes.
Yeah, I also should probably take a look into replacing a belt, because one of the belts has
Already.
started squealing.
How long do you have that
Nah,
car
bro.
now?
Why replace something if it still works? Just put some WD-40 on it, it's fine.
I mean, he makes a valid
This
point
is
there,
far
so-
funnier, by the way, if you understand how belts work.
Yeah, let me just lube up something that needs friction.
Yeah.
Nothing can go wrong.
It's fine. Just put it on a little tighter.
You know, at
That's
that
usually
point, your
the
belt
solution.
doesn't squeal. Your belt doesn't squeal anymore if it doesn't fucking grab.
We might as well cut it and remove it. It can't squeal if it's not there.
If it's dripping oil, you know it's got oil in it.
Yeah, but then you don't notice it's. They're just like, oh yeah, it stopped dripping oil. Oh, it's fixed now. But in reality, it ran out of oil.
As long as it's dripping oil, you know there's oil in it. It's fine.
Yeah, I'd rather have
Just
my.
top it off every once in a while. It's fine.
Yeah, I need my
It's
V-belt.
just like an old BMW. Every once in a while, you just need to add a couple of quarts of oil. It's fine.
They are stupidly cheap. Those belts are like
I
$6.
fucking hope so.
The problem is probably
Yeah, that
gonna
checks
be
out.
installing it. Like, you're gonna have to.
Yep,
Like,
that's gonna be hell.
it's a French vehicle. What can you expect from it at that point?
I wouldn't even be surprised if it doesn't even have a belt tensioner. That's how high my expectations are of the French.
Well, I'm gonna assume it has a belt tensioner, and I'm gonna abuse that one. What I could do is try and get more tension on it. What I could also do is just, try and replace it, tension it properly, and then
You could also just do the train thing and just add dirt to it.
add dirt to it. Like just, or replace stuff with gears.
Yeah, but that sounds like creating a custom engine.
Just use chains. Oh, that's gonna make
parts.
That's gonna make a loud rattle at that point.
Not only that, you need to oil that.
Nah. Who needs oil?
Famous last words.
Who needs oil? 5 seconds later, I needed oil. Like, just in voiceover.
Like, oil is one of the few things an engine actually fucking needs.
Yes, together with fuel, and air, and compression, and a spark. If all those things... What in progress? Oh.
Well, no, actually, no, you are wrong, actually. In
What?
some engines, you either don't really need compression or you don't need a spark. Like in a diesel, you don't need a fucking spark.
Yeah. Well, you do have a
Diesel.
glow plug, but you don't necessarily need them.
I was gonna say, if you just press enough fuel into the fucking cylinder, it's gonna fucking go.
If you just crank it for long enough, it will eventually heat up through friction.
It doesn't even need to heat necessarily. Like in a diesel, just the mere pressure is enough to combust the fuel. This is why we have a beautiful phenomenon called runaway diesels.
Yeah. Runaway diesels are fun. They're basically...
Except if you're the
I'd
owner.
say they're one of the most terrifying mechanical failures there are.
Yeah, they're just,
So
oh
Joule,
fuck, oh fuck,
that's
oh
fun.
fuck. The engine failure.
Like, you are literally just waiting on a fucking bomb because you know it is in bomb mode. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just in bomb mode,
There is
and you're
one thing
sitting
you
on
can
it.
potentially do to stop it, and that is stopping airflow. So basically, the solution is this happen like a runaway diesel often happens with turbocharged diesels because the turbo leaks oil. That oil becomes basically the fuel. So even though you shut your fuel off, like you shut the car off,
It's often the case in American hills. Often the case on American hills.
like it starts to use the oil as fuel. That becomes a positive feedback loop of rev goes up because there's fuel, which means it's gonna pull in more, which means it's gonna
But
get more,
the thing is,
which
it's not
makes it
even
go up.
necessarily oil. It's often a mechanical fuel pump, which
Yeah.
means the higher the RPM goes, it indeed feedback loops.
Yeah, like it just goes up. But if you then if it's turbocharged, if you grab a rag and then shove that in the intake, or basically take your shirt off, shove that in the intake, like, yeah, it will ruin a shirt, but it will then basically stop the airflow to the engine because there's a
Yeah.
shirt in the way.
There's two issues with that. One, in most cases where you're loading it hard enough that you're gonna get a runaway diesel, you are not in a position to do that.
Fair point.
The second thing is, if you do that, you are genuinely endangering your life. Because if the thing goes boom before you get it in there, you are just dead. You are just inherently fucking dead.
That is a point as well. But if you can, like, if you do, like, because sometimes it can also happen just, as I said, if you have a turbo failure, or stuff like that, where it starts to basically leak some sort of fuel.
It isn't even necessarily that. It's
into the
often
air
just
intake.
overheating.
That
It's
is well.
often just overheating.
But if that happens, and if you are, like, you're just arriving somewhere, or you're just getting out, and you try to shut it off, and it suddenly picks up, like, then you can get out of the car and quickly do it, and pray
No,
that
because but before you even have the hood up, it's gonna be exploded.
It depends. There is going to be engine damage, but if you can reach it quick enough, then you could try and stop the airflow. And once the airflow is stopped, then your engine starts to die out because it's not getting fed air. And air is something you need.
At a certain point,
I mean,
you can't even stop it
in
via air
theory,
because,
anyway.
quite frankly, either it has enough pull that it just pulls whatever you put in it through it, or even worse, it starts opening up the block enough that it takes the air from there.
Yeah, if shit heats up enough, it will actually start, warping metal.
Like, in most cases, you are just absolutely fucking screwed. To the
Yeah.
extent that I'd even go as far as, just don't risk it trying to stop it.
Yeah, like, I've seen a video
Because
of
it's just dangerous.
I've actually seen a video of a full-on semi-truck just standing by the side of the road, billowing smoke out of its stacks. Because it's a runaway diesel. It's just going. There is no stopping it. So you're just standing there by the side of the road, looking at your engine revving higher and higher as smoke starts billowing out, and you just know you're fucked.
Yeah, but like that's not even a rare thing to see either. Like those videos are not uncommon. This happens quite regularly.
Yeah. It's that bad. Right, is it in position now?
And like you even have like more things in America, especially. You not only have runaway diesels, you have runaway trucks with special ramps specifically for it because the hills are so fucking long.
Yeah, if you're going on a downhill and all of a sudden you try to slow down and your brakes say, find out a way to stop this.
We've had enough. We've had enough. Yeah, then you literally just need to plow it into a fucking hill. A gravel fucking hill.
Yeah.
At God knows what fucking speed.
Money. 42,000. Yes. How much is the maintenance going to be? 11K. I could pay that outright. Yeah, I'm just going to pay it outright.
Is this a good... this works. Not necessarily the quality I wanted, but this works illustratively.
Licenses.
For the people that don't know how it looks like.
DE6. 200,000. I have the
every
license.
time you say D6, every time you start talking about the D6, I think about the goddamn bulldozer.
I got it. I got it. Yes. Finally. After all this time. I have the big diesel. Where did they send in general? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean with the billowing smoke. Like, the straight up just the frame twisting with the sheer amount of torque.
It's got so much torque. It twists the frame when it drives off the line. Whatever the fucking quote is. Found the quote. So much torque, the chassis twisted coming off the line. If you couldn't tell, I have not watched that fucking movie. But I know the quote of fucking Fast and Furious.
Yeah, if your chassis decides to start twisting, you might be doing something wrong here. Something wrong at that point.
I mean, no, to be fair, with old muscle cars, it's not necessarily hard to twist a fucking frame.
Yeah, because the metal is shit.
And the fucking construction.
That as well. Because back then, they thought that square wheel arches were fuel efficient.
Like, with all Dodge Challengers and such, stock they fucking twist the damn frame.
Yeah.
That's before you try and modify them.
But that's just because they're big, they're boaty, and you're not doing shit with it. Cool. Power plant, this job I'm not gonna take because...
I mean, burnout.
20,000 for a trip to the steel mill with only 500 tons? Please tell me I have more steel mill. Alright, I have another 100 tons. I can pool... Where is that book? There is the book. Give me the book. I can pool 1,000 tons because... Well, it's not going to rain, so 1,200 tons. And I currently have 680 to 690. I could also...
But isn't there a gradient to the steel mill, or am I remembering incorrectly?
I'm not sure if there's a gradient in the steel mill, actually. There is one going to it.
Like, you still also need to have enough tractive effort to get it up a hill, I'm pretty
that's
sure.
why-
So you probably don't want to really push the load.
There's
the
a
max.
locomotive handbook, and it says I can do 12 tons up to 2% grade, or 1,200 tons up to 2% grade. In dry and in wet, it's 1,000. On flat ground, it's 3,000, so... Pulling argon and cryo-oxygen is going to give me 33,000. Add half of that, so that's 16,000 on top. That's going to basically be almost 50,000. It is basically going to be 50k. I could also do the iron ore mine. Wait, where's the city? There was a city west option, right? Yeah, but it's hazmat 2, and I don't think I have hazmat 2. That sucks. I need either like, if I want to do the iron mine, the job is kind of too far away for the time that I have. Forest South is a wasteland. Forest Central. No. City West is hazmat 2 that I don't have. Sawmill, I guess. Coal Mine South could be an interesting one. 288. Wait a second. I could go down through City South, the museum part, then go up towards the coal mine, drop one load off there, then continue upwards to the steel mill. That is 30 minutes, that has 42 minutes. Did I throw one of those steel mill jobs away? Are they disappearing? Or am I just looking wrong?
Also, bro has a fucking schedule? What?
A schedule?
Apparently you have a schedule.
For?
What?
Which?
Oh yeah, I do. And I'm currently not keeping to it.
And are we surprised? No.
Well, yesterday, I was going to be busy on Wednesday, or like last week, I got busy on Wednesday, so I moved my stream to Tuesday and moved the podcast recording to Thursday, but then I got sick I started getting sick on Tuesday, so I canceled the stream, then got really sick, then was actually sick on Wednesday. So, yeah, that stream was then cancelled, which I rarely do these days. And apart from that, I also had this week, where yesterday would be the normal schedule, but I couldn't do that. So, yeah. That. Is there nothing going to oil well? No. what I could do is, because apparently the other job going to the steel mill has magically disappeared somewhere, and I don't know where.
Or I was just throwing it in the fucking trash bin or some shit.
That's City West. If I take everything out of the trash bin, or did I drop it behind the desk or something? No. This is Forest South. This is Forest Central. Farm. Coal power plant. Iron ore mine. City West. No, it just straight up disappeared. The fuck? Why? Maybe it's in Lost and Found? Nope, just all my licenses.
That or you just took too long.
I guess. Because I could take these two. Well, there would be kind of a light load.
Like, most of my vacations take less time to plan than your fucking route. My fucking god.
Well, I don't really want to do a cross map. Because that would take too long. And I still need to unload the dishwasher. The downsides of being home alone.
Hey, at least you get to make fun traps. At least you get to make fun traps.
I'm not gonna home alone an apartment.
You know you want to.
Ah, there's the job. It was
I mean-
underneath another job.
I mean, he does make a good point here.
What, D, I know you want to.
Yes.
Also, there's some Formula 1 news that I was surprised by.
Oh no.
About Aston Martin firing their team principal and getting a new one.
Wait, what? Wait
They-
a minute. What did I miss?
Aston Martin has like within all the noise about McLaren's disqualifications because Plankware, Aston Martin fired their team principal.
Holy shit, wait, Adrian Newey is the new fucking team boss?
Yes, they got Adrian Newey as the new team principal.
That is the most gangster shit ever. What the fuck?
They moved the guy that was already there towards the engine side of things, you know, because he was the guy behind Mercedes engines in the I think 2010s.
I mean, not just that. Do we forget the whole Red Bull era?
You mean the
Yeah, we
2010 to
do.
2014?
Like, he was
or-
one of the key reasons. Red Bull was competitive for a while. He was one of the key players to making Red Bull competitive.
Adrian Newey,
And
yes.
he's now a fucking team boss.
Which means either Aston Martin will absolutely collapse, or they will win championships.
I'm
Because
terrified of it.
He's not only
I'm
team
honestly
principal,
terrified of it.
he still has the role he has with the aerodynamics.
That is insane.
I was I'm just going to take these two steel mill jobs and keep it simple.
Not only that, he's working with the same engine manufacturer that he did with at Red Bull.
So as the same engine manufacturer, which, you know, relationships are
He's
pretty
working
good.
with Honda?
Yeah. Aston Martin's going to
Honda
run
did
Honda
fine.
engines.
You can say what you want about Honda and F1. Honda did fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, but
Well, are you sure?
I'm surprised he got that
The
deal.
start was a bit rough. Yes, I know what you mean. The start was a bit rough.
McLaren, Alonso calling Honda engines a GP2, which at that point was the Formula 2 thing, during the Japanese Grand Prix. So
Hey, I never said they were the fastest engine.
So the Japanese, which you know, are really big on their pride, you know, and how they do stuff, and then you start actively insulting them in their
But
own
at the
backyard.
very least, once they figured their shit out from the start, because that was rough,
Yes.
they at least were far more reliable than fucking Mercedes.
Yeah. Also, I'm curious with the new engine regulations how that's gonna go.
I mean, I'm more curious actually in who is doing the electric stuff for Aston, yeah, the new regulations.
Yeah.
Because that's not gonna be Honda's strength. I'm gonna be honest.
There is only
No,
one
that
way to
sounds
find
more
out.
like a Mercedes benefit.
Yeah, Mercedes is one of the favorites.
I
They're
mean,
like,
if
gonna
I'm
be
perfectly
strong.
honest, Red Bull is just kind of falling apart.
Well, they're gathering themselves back up again.
Yeah, but for how
Ish.
long? I especially with the new regulations, I'm not exactly hopeful with
And
their
Ford.
current going.
They have Ford coming in, of course.
I mean, that is gonna be the only saving grace, and it is a saving grace. Like, especially the electric part. They have so much more experience in with pushing electric stuff far beyond what it should be.
Yeah, but it is gonna be like I kind of hope that reliability is gonna start sort of low, so that we're gonna finally, after like 10 years, see proper engine failures, like a proper amount. Because in the last few, like, yeah, you've had Lando Norris engine failure earlier this year, and Ferrari in the last couple of years. But apart from that, we haven't really had any, you know, major engine failures happening.
I mean, interestingly enough, like with the whole Ford thing, like Red Bull is still making their own engine, their combustion engine. Ford is only coming to help with the electrical stuff and the integration of the electrical stuff onto it.
Ford.
So Ford is just going to do what they do best, and they mostly are keeping the engine with Red Bull because of course, Red Bull has set up their whole engine department for that.
Yeah, it would be stupid to start all over again with Ford when they already have their, you know.
No, but especially given Ford's like recent history with electrical motorsports, like the super van, for to name a very very clear one. I think it's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be an interesting one.
It's gonna be either like you have two teams basically either being really good or really bad. And that's Red Bull and Aston Martin. They're gonna be.
But another very interesting one is gonna be Sauber. Actually, I am very curious to what Sauber is gonna do.
You mean Audi?
Yes, from the next season, the Audi factory team. Yes.
Yes, with Binotto as the head.
That I do not know. Like,
The
let's be
memes.
real here. If Audi decides they want to do something in motorsport, they tend to do pretty fucking well.
So I hope we're basically gonna get like 3 to 4 teams, all fighting at the front. Because don't forget.
I mean, if I'm perfectly honest, I don't expect their first year to be very great. Have to be honest here.
Well, for Audi, I have more faith in them actually performing decently as a team than Cadillac.
I don't even want to know what kind of shit show that is. Nope.
Well, they have to decently drive some Bottas and Perez, you know. You have two very experienced drivers to sort of guide the team through its beginnings, so they sort of can get their bearings straight and maybe even get some performance out of it. Who knows?
The thing is, Audi hasn't been in F1 for so fucking long.
Wasn't it like the 60s or something that they've been in there? Like the very start of Formula One?
That is a very good question. But I am currently figuring that out.
Might wanna turn
When
the
was the last time they were part of that? But like, another interesting thing is, Sauber was actually the original Audi team too.
So they basically went full circle.
Yes. I'm currently seeing one. Yeah, the last time they did with like Audi and not it being Sauber was at the pre-World War II Grand Prix of 1939.
Yeah.
That was still with the Type D. To give some context, that was when it still was the Auto Union.
Yeah. Excellent derailment. Can I still back it on
Oh,
there, actually?
But like, Audi has definitely had its history with motorsports.
Well,
Yeah.
Like,
But wasn't it...
rarely if ever has Audi failed doing motorsport.
Rally?
Rarely they didn't fail. Let's be fucking real here.
Yeah, that
I was about to say.
that's what I'm
What are
referencing
you
to.
on about?
With them actually being successful. You know, the whole... Quattro...
Like, their lineup is honestly fucking impressive. The Quattros, the DTM car, of course the current spec Formula One car they're designing, the whatever the fuck they called the thing for Electricana, because they you gotta remember here, Audi has a fucking all-wheel drive snowplace drift fucking car.
Yeah.
Even the car, like you gotta realize how broad their motorsport division is.
Although I do feel
Literally going from F1, going from F1 to rally to Dakar to drifting with all-wheel drive.
Although I do feel like Quattro is starting to lose its meaning with electric cars, because
Definitely.
back then Quattro meant something.
It was for
because
the Quattro system, yeah.
it was mechanical, and you know that at the start, and that is difficult to do. With electrical cars, it's just, oh yeah, slap another motor in the front, boom. You have the front axle powered. You can even do individual motors if you want to be very fancy with it. But making a four-wheel drive electrical car system is easier than doing it with a combustion engine, because you're not putting two combustion engines into a car. Well, Audi did do it at some point, but
You're not doing it, Audi. We took that as a challenge.
I mean, the interesting thing is, the Quattro system didn't even start as something meant for civilians.
It started
in the military world.
Yeah, because you know you have.
It started as the Volkswagen Altis.
You want to be
I am
off-road.
getting cold.
This entire war stuff is mobility. If you want to go through mud or soggy terrain, and all your cars are two-wheel drive, then they're gonna get bogged down. Unless they're light and all that stuff, but you're not really, you know, if you have a half-ton truck, you're not really light. So having a system that drives all the wheels which means that even if your rear tires get stuck, your fronts can pull you out, or the other way around, you can, push your way through the mud with your rear tires if your fronts get stuck, or you can reverse back out. Means you're less likely to get stuck, to bog down, to, be unable to continue forward.
But like the interesting thing is, like the thing that the Quattro system was made for wasn't even an Audi, it was a Volkswagen.
German.
Volkswagen Group, yes.
Also, can we appreciate how bad Stellantis is fucking everything up? Like, they have a bunch of car
And that is new.
brands.
I mean, it is. Yeah, it's a shit show, and it's a very sad to see shit show because there's also, actual nice car brands in there.
You have Fiat being killed off, Chrysler basically.
I mean,
only producing a minivan at
but
this
those
point.
I can live with. Like the painful ones, in my opinion, are fucking Alfa Romeo and Dodge. Honestly.
Well, I think they are bringing back a V8 in the Dodge. Was it a Challenger that they turned into an EV?
Yeah, after they launch a fucking electric muscle car.
Yeah, they are backing down on that. They are saying, all right, we're giving you a
Like
combustion
with
engine
all
back.
due respect, how to explain to someone you don't understand your audience? A electric all-wheel drive muscle car. What the fuck were you thinking?
Might be false, but it was described as a boat.
It is a fucking like, unlike normal fucking like, the Challenger wasn't exactly a shuttle car or a fucking track car. If you manage to make it even worse than that, it's just impressive, honestly.
The Challenger is basically made to be loud, annoying, and
Fast in a straight line.
yeah.
And you can say what you want, they accomplished all three of those. And they did it extremely fucking well.
Yes, and then they turned into an EV with fake engine noises. I think even some people have been ticketed for having a loud engine with those speakers. Imagine getting a ticket on your EV because your engine is too loud.
Yeah, but like you also gotta keep in mind here, like the Challenger's engine, like is still legendary enough that the crate engines like the Elephant are like still very sought after to fucking buy.
Yeah.
Like you have an entire Mopar group of people, and you just decide, let's make an all-wheel drive EV and call it a muscle car. And you expected that to work? What?
It's sort of the same thing with the Mustang Mach-E. You know, in my opinion, it still does not deserve the name Mustang at all. Like, if you think Mustang,
I agree, but I will have to give that to Ford. They didn't fuck it up.
They can. I think they've recently actually properly stop production of the Focus.
Yes, indeed. But like the thing with the Mach-E is you're not trying or replacing the car that bears the name.
Yeah, but
it's more similar to the Quattro system, meaning nothing.
Yeah, but it's still,
unlike the Challenger stuff.
I saw it and I was like, that just does not deserve the name Mustang. Look, with the Quattro system, I can understand that it's still a Quattro. It still drives all four wheels. It's kind of useless with the electrical stuff these days, but
yes,
still, it indicates a purpose. The Mustang is just a label and a badge that just means, like, the badge Mustang has always been muscle car, not family
I mean,
SUV.
the thing is with Mustang, the Mustang especially, like it's changed a lot in character. It's not it's still a muscle car, but it's a track focused muscle car. Where the Challenger was the rare outlier of the three big muscle cars. That still was like a traditional muscle car, big, fucking not steering well, good for a straight line and burnouts, like the original recipe, and they just threw it in the trash bin. That's essentially what they did.
It was basically, this car is made for doing dumb shit, getting in trouble for it, but not caring anyway because engine go.
The amount of people, yeah, but like the amount of people that like literally coming out of the lot crashed the fucking Challengers is insane. Like it's a genuine thing.
Mustangs as well.
I mean, yes, but less so straight out of the dealer.
Yeah, more straight out of car meets. Then it's the Mustangs.
I was gonna say,
although,
like, the Mustang is it's an interesting breed of car, yes.
Although I did hear
yeah.
that it's slowly being replaced by BMWs, crashing a lot, because BMWs
I mean, they also
are
do that.
luxury, technically seen as luxury cars.
I mean, depends on what model. Depends on what model.
They sometimes don't get the base models that we get here in Europe. Like the versions they have are a couple trim levels up from the base model we get.
And it's a genuine thing like that. I wonder why are BMW so much more expensive? Yeah, because you're not getting the same goddamn car.
You're getting the fancy model, we get a basic model. It's, yeah. And also BMWs here, like driving a BMW means some sort of status, like I have money, yay.
Here it just means I had a GTI and I had enough money to buy the next car.
And it also means I don't use my indicators.
Well, that's just like that's the funniest thing. Like with driving lessons, I drive a BMW.
Do you use your indicators?
Yes, I do.
It's not always the car, it's the driver. Like, if you're a true BMW driver,
you have to pay extra to put them on.
If you're a true BMW driver, then you don't use your indicators. If you are not a true BMW driver, then you do use them, even though you might be in a BMW.
But the thing is, we also still haven't talked about a far worse failure of automotive brands.
Which is?
There's no name that comes to mind.
Are we talking about American or European brands?
Jaguar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean that ad they put out?
Didn't they?
Which of the 20?
Didn't they back down?
The
on
one
that?
with the dildo car.
Yes. The Satisfier.
Which of the 20?
I don't know.
Basically trying to release a Satisfier looking ass car.
Like I don't think you understand.
Did they make more of those?
Oh, there's far more than you fucking ever hope. There's even Jaguar ads where you don't even see a fucking car.
Well, that has always been the case with a lot of car ads, though. Their ads are not about the car.
Yeah, but at least there's some mention of the car or something.
Yeah, sure.
If you don't even know what fucking brand is the fucking ad, what the fuck was the use of the ad?
I think they have released some statements that they kind of regretted and are maybe wanting to move back a little bit. Because it was, first of all, it was a bold move. Like, you have to admit.
It was the stupidest move I've ever fucking seen of a company.
But it's sort of like everybody's was mostly confused about how they decided that it was the perfect time to throw a whole lot of
Everything out the
heritage
window.
away. That was their
The
branding.
only thing that gave the company fucking value to begin with.
Yeah, it is an old brand producing grand tours that just ride comfortably.
With all due respect, how the fuck do you go from a beautiful car like that to that monstrosity of a fucking brick? It's literally just a fucking brick.
And that from the same company that made the E-Type.
And the F-Type.
Yes.
And the XE.
They've made beautiful cars, and then they decided to make a Satisfyer.
I have not seen that yet. That's horrible.
But you haven't seen the bricks yet. This is the car they're gonna make.
Wait, are you talking about the? Assuming
Right.
It's in general, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pink one is basically what I'm
That's
talking
the
about
dildo car.
with the Satisfyer. You know.
And the one they chiseled out of a fucking rock.
Yeah, they really could. They really should have thought about that one. I'm
This
surprised
is why
nobody-
you do. But this is the reason you don't hire random fucking marketing bureaus to do your marketing.
But the thing is, it's not just the way the car looks, it was also the ad.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing they didn't fuck up. There's literally nothing they didn't fuck up.
But wasn't there like anybody within that boardroom? Like, hey guys, what is
What
this?
the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, was there nobody within that meeting when they were discussing this that was like, maybe this is not a smart idea? Because apparently not. Otherwise, any
Here's the
sane
deal.
person-
Here's the deal. If it wasn't this like pinkish purple, they could
There's a
have probably
blue-
gotten away with it.
There's a blue one right beside it.
It's a fucking hideous brick. It's
I
just a
know,
hideous
but they
fucking brick.
chose to advertise the pink one.
The color made it worse, but it wasn't the issue.
Well, yeah, no, it still wouldn't have been good, but it'd have been better.
If you look at as a car brand, if you've existed for a while, which most companies these days have, then all you have to do to be successful again is look back at your history, think, what has this company excelled at? What have we focused on that we can do really well?
I
then do
just
that.
looked at what. Yeah, but I also just looked at what they do racing wise. They apparently race electric cars. Are we understanding
I mean,
how this went wrong?
How
a
to do
company
Formula
called
E.
Jaguar better be racing.
Yeah, but electric.
Yeah, electric.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. Yeah.
Formula
Not
E.
only that, electric, sponsored by Tata.
Yeah, that's cursed. Even though Tata is in a lot of different businesses, here in the Netherlands, it is known for the steel plant, which is one of the most
Yeah, do
polluting
you know
things
what
we
it's known
have.
for in England? The
What?
same thing. They do the exact same thing there.
Did you know they've also made a car?
But
They
this
also
is how
pollute
they
more.
compensate.
They also pollute there more than all the cars there. I'm pretty fucking sure.
Have
Yeah,
you
but this is how they compensate in wasting money on an electric useless car.
Well, to be fair, racing is a great way for car technology to improve.
Yes, I suppose.
Where do you think all
Yes,
the
but
hybrid
as-
technology?
But
As a company called Jaguar, is electric racing really the focus that you should be doing?
They should be focusing on endurance racing, to be fair. Like, if they make Grand
That would
Tours,
like
which
Aston Martin. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Jaguar and Aston
completely
Martin
agree.
are sort of comparable brands, you know, or at least they used to be. Where
Until Jaguar fucked up.
they make big Grand Tours for long distances for business people to comfortably ride in. That is their group that they're targeting, and that is what they do. Endurance racing fits perfectly into
not
that
only that,
niche.
both brands are also extremely underrated and thus undervalued.
Yes, but
Right,
like
I do really need to go to bed.
endurance racing is perfect for that because it is long distance and it's a great test
So,
for
I will
endurance.
see
So,
you.
all right, bye. I guess.
Bye.
Because
Bye.
it's great.
Also, never mind. Aston Martin is also fucking up. I just
Yeah.
looked at what new cars they're launching.
How bad is it?
At least the first one oh my god, it gets far worse. What the flying fuck is this?
Well, the thing is, right, those car companies are struggling as well. Like Aston Martin, I think, has been struggling financially for a bit now.
Yeah.
And
Like,
that is
that's
often
not
because
strange given the market they are in.
they're in the luxury car market, and luxury cars are not really bought anymore because nobody can afford them.
Like, these are two separate cars that they are launching right now.
The first one looks badass.
I mean, yes and no. It doesn't. It kind of looks hideous. Two, it doesn't look like an Aston.
Yeah. Well, was it a DBS, Aston Martin DBS that I've seen? Like Aston Martin sometimes has strayed away from their, previous stuff, and Aston Martin has been, especially with racing. Like, sure, they have their racing stuff, like the team, but I think the team has, like, first Lawrence Stroll owned it, so his son could keep racing.
Yeah.
But I think that he actually sold the road going part of the team and kept the Formula
But
One
like
team.
the thing is, like they still understand how to make like beautiful, elegant cars, even if they are extremely extreme. And
Yes.
I don't understand how they fucked it up. With those two new cars that I just showed, like compare them even to like the Valkyrie and the fucking the whatever the fuck the other one, the Valkyrie and Valhalla, like. Even those have, like, by all means, have the elegance that Aston Martin is known for. Even the completely bonkers fucking LM spec of the fucking Valkyrie.
Yeah, but
How do you go from elegant, subtle, bulbous lines to jagged edges everywhere? In like half a generation of cars.
Look up the 1969 Aston Martin DBS.
Oh god, you mean James Bond car?
Not necessarily, but just look it up. You'll see what I mean.
Which year you say?
I've seen one of those in real life. Getting
Which year?
1969.
Oh, okay. So the one that already. Oh, what the fuck? That's not even a version I've ever seen, actually. What the fuck?
Like, it is not a normal looking Aston Martin. It does not really have that elegance. It's more of a muscle car thing.
I was gonna say it looks like it's especially one of the James Bond cars. It just looks like a fucking Mustang.
Exactly.
Like, tell me this doesn't look like a fucking Mustang.
Is that an auction
It doesn't
website?
look like Mustang.
I am gonna see for you what Stratstone is. No, it's a blog about James Bond.
Oh well, look. I thought I recognized the background from an auction website.
It could be that's where I picked it from, but that's not my source at least.
Oh well. But if you look to the other cars that you've, like the Velour apparently, and the
The
other
Valor,
one,
yeah.
those two are more into the old DBS. A little bit more muscle car lines and styling. So they have done it before. They have.
Yeah and no.
So
Like,
they have.
if we compare it, for instance, to the DB12S, the like previous generation car of that same type of car, this looks like an Aston Martin. That doesn't.
Yeah.
Even this has quite a bit of similarities to even the muscle car era fucking Aston Martin.
With the lines, yeah.
Right. I'm gonna get going as well.
All right.
Bye.
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 But like, Aston Martin has kind of been all over the place.
But like, even if we look at the Vanquish, like, let me get a. This is not ideal, but it works, I guess, for what I. Like, even the Vanquish, like, it still looks like a Aston Martin.
Yeah, it's the grill that does it.
Well, no, the grill. I wish the grill was the worst part. The worst part is the back. The back is absolutely fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
Like, you can say what you want, but it's just no.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a double thing.
But like, even the Vantage you can still get. So like, why would you then make such a jagged car like the Valor, or like the Valiant? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to magically try and make it some kind of Ford race car.
Well, I feel like Porsche's also been in the boat that they're kind of in, that your niche is sort of, you know, full. Like, that market is saturated.
That's called China. Ever heard of it?
Or your brand is just sort of, you know, become irrelevant, which means that you need to push out something different. It often means that luxury brands need to have one or two cheaper models to survive, or they need to be part of a bigger group.
Yeah, the issue with that is just don't do it like fucking Jaguar.
Yes. Because I think
Jaguar understood the assignment. They just didn't understand the expectations of the assignment.
Yeah, they understood. We need to do something different to survive. And then it did something to kill themselves, basically. Like, we need to do something to survive. Let's put our head underwater. That's what they're doing. But Porsche has been in that boat as well, I think, after then they came out with the... I think they've been in there multiple times, actually. With the Cayenne, you know, the big SUV that they've had to release in order to stay afloat. You've had the...
I mean, well, no, not really. Porsche
924.
hasn't really had any issues with staying what it is.
Well, they have struggled a little bit at some point, and they had to release some variation or something different, like the Boxster, even a little bit. Like, they had, instead of going for the luxury models, they had to do something cheap, which often people didn't really like, because, you know, that's not the brand image. But they had to do it to stay afloat and not, you know.
Yeah, but they did it well enough on time that there never was really any fire to find the smoke of. Unlike a Jaguar, a Aston Martin, a Alfa Romeo.
Yeah. Like, I've seen
Like, Alfa Romeo, it's also not exactly doing great.
I've seen a new one. I'm really unsure about what they're doing with the grille. with putting the logo basically in the triangle.
I mean, I'm also not necessarily fond of the Tributo Italiano.
Like,
Sorry, it's just too pointy of a hood end.
yeah, but you see the point, like the triangle on the front.
Yes.
Unlike I think the newest models, they've put the logo in there, which basically blocks half the grille.
That I have luckily not that I've luckily not seen yet.
Well, let's see if I can find an image out of
But like the issue is kind of like, if you look at that fucking car, to compare it to a normal, like the most generic Alfa Romeo people think of. Elegant,
it. Like,
sleek,
if you
aggressive.
Look at the new, which one is it? What is the name? Come on, the new Milano.
Milano.
Hold on. If you look at, and then look at the
What
grill.
the fuck is that? What the fuck is that for an atrocious fucking thing? Why
Look
does
at-
it look like a Peugeot?
Look at the grill. Like they put the logo big in the grill, and
Why does it look like a fucking Peugeot?
are you understanding now why I think that Stellantis is basically fucking everyone over at the same time?
I mean, that's kind of what investment firms do, but
Because this is the new stuff.
and all I'm gonna say is let's grab a good image here. Yeah, sure, it's good enough. This was the old stuff.
Yeah, is that a 4C?
4C indeed. But you also have the 8C, which kind of flopped, but which, honestly, I would have loved for that to fucking succeed. You can say what you want. The 8C is unlike anything.
It is basically a bigger 4C.
Well, not really. It's like the 4C doesn't have its engine in the front. You realize that, right? It's a mid-engine car.
They basically moved the engine to the front because you will not get a mid-engine in the 8C.
It's a bit more complicated, but
It might have-
one is more a grand tourer. The other is a genuine sports car, in the
Yeah.
fullest sense. Like the 4C is far more akin to a Alpine A110, for instance.
more aimed towards the sporty side of things.
It's meant to really hone in on being a sports car, not a supercar, not a hypercar, just being a sports car. And both cars, you can say what you want, they accomplish that very, very fucking well. They're very light, very agile, have enough power. Like it works very well, those cars.
I've actually at some point seen a new Alpine based on the new Renault 5.
Oh, I know. Oh god. You mean the A290?
Think so? Like I've seen.
I am mixed on it. I am very mixed on it.
Like, I understand that they made it. That they made that.
I mean,
one
yes.
From the new 5.
But I'm very, very mixed on it.
Like I know
Coming
I've talked
from-
about this a
Coming
lot.
from it, Alpine only had the A110, and now they have this brick. Yeah, no.
But didn't
it's
Alpine also do something with the old 5? Or
I mean, the Alpine was originally a tuner for them.
yeah, exactly. So I understand that they did it with the new Renault 5 because it
It makes sense by all means.
is something
Yes.
fresh.
But like, if you look at their lineup currently, it's kind of really, really fucking cursed. Like, these 3 vehicles are currently their entire lineup.
Yes.
there's literally nothing that binds those three together. Outside of Alpine being on there.
Yeah.
Like, it's becoming a bit cursed.
Yeah, but I mean, it works. Like Alpine, I think is a part of. Is it a part of Renault these days?
Yes, ish.
It has
I don't
to.
know if the
It has
exact...
to be to survive.
It's part of it, but I don't know the exact structure of it.
It has to be to survive. You know, otherwise it's not going to be making any money. There are far too few around to actually, you know.
I mean, no, honestly, it's not that bad. Like, like the moment you get out of the Netherlands and get more towards the French, even in Belgium, you will spot them occasionally. Even in Belgium, you will spot them already.
Yeah, I have also already spotted I spotted one based on a Renault 5.
That I haven't. I have seen the A110 IRL.
I think I've seen the old one when I was in Paris.
Yeah, for me it was at in Brussels. Also, the atelier kleuren of the fucking A110 are low-key a fucking vibe.
Like Alpine does know how to make cars. Like,
they also know how to make cars. What the fuck?
I don't know why and how, but if all the car manufacturers these days, why is it the French that are currently pulling it off? Like, you have the entire Stellantis group basically too busy failing to actually produce something interesting.
Yeah, that checks out.
You have the Volkswagen group just basically going in a direction.
That's one way to call it.
Mercedes is just like Mercedes and BMW. Basically, the entire German market is doing something.
It's getting eaten up by the Chinese.
Yeah, and then you have the French, who are for some reason thought, all right, well, you know, let's do what we're good at, making. If the Chinese are making, you know, cheap shit cars, then we can do that as well. Because that's what the French used to do. They made cheap shit cars.
They still do, but
shit.
They still do, but
yeah, but you know.
But like it's not even just the French. Like even like Croatia, out of all places, Croatia is doing very well too.
Yeah. The Senderos.
Like you can say what you want about Mate Rimat, but he's a fucking genius in the fullest sense of the word.
I mean, it's
very chill and down to earth guy too. Like genuinely, like I've seen enough of him to like he's a fucking legend.
Like for some reason, like the Germans and basically the rest of Europe, apart from the French and the Croatians, are just not really gonna survive the Chinese EV flood.
I mean, another very interesting thing to see is like, I'm pretty sure at some point, like there are currently already moments where Skoda is outselling Volkswagen.
Basically, I see a pattern here.
Do you realize how fucked up it is if Skoda is outselling the Volkswagen from Volkswagen Group?
Yeah, but I'm seeing a pattern here. The brands that are thriving right now are brands that are known to make cars that are cheap and cheerful. You know, you're not paying a lot, you're not expecting a lot.
Well, you'd say that, but then you look at Seat.
Yeah. Which
like,
is
Seat
part
is,
of the Volkswagen group.
Yes, but Seat is like the way the Volkswagen Group works. Technology starts in Mercedes, then it goes to Volkswagen, then it goes to Skoda, then it goes to fucking Seat. Like Seat is the cheapest brand of the bunch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
so
then they
theory,
shoehorn
you think
Cupra
Seat is
somewhere.
doing the best, but it isn't. It's Skoda.
They somehow managed to shoehorn Cupra in there as well.
Well, Cupra is a separate company at this point.
Yeah, but if you look at their models,
Not only.
it's basically the first time I saw it, I
has
was
a
like,
couple of models that are very much just Cupra.
yeah, but the first time I saw it, I was like, that is just a Volkswagen.
You mean the Borner one, which is just the ID4?
I think it was basically like a Seat as well, like the station wagon that they have,
You mean the Leon?
or the hatchback model, hatchback version of that, basically.
Which is also the Leon, yes.
Yeah, like they basically took that, made it electric, changed how the lights look and everything, but they kept it mainly the same.
I mean, with the Leon, that's not a bad thing necessarily. I actually think that's a good thing, if anything.
I think my uncle has a Leon as well.
My grandparent had one, but he currently drives a Seat Alteca? A Seat Attica?
Weird name.
Yeah, Seat Attica, I think.
Yeah,
a
car names have
SUV.
also gone downhill.
Yeah, but like he's one of the few people that drives a big SUV with a good reason. Fine.
Which is,
Caravan.
I guess, yeah. But wouldn't a station wagon be better then?
No. The rated pulling power on a SUV is far higher.
Fair enough.
Like that's the issue with caravans. You have a certain rated max that you are allowed to tow with that vehicle.
Yeah,
And that's
I
just
think-
far higher in SUVs.
I think the maximum weight that you're allowed to pull is your car's weight.
No.
I think that's a
It
general...
depends on type rating. It depends on a rating it has as the car.
Yeah, but I think the general rule of thumb is the thing that... What?
I get what you're coming from, but that's in practice, that is not how it's written in the rules. Very much not so. Typically it's far lower than the weight of the car even.
Yeah. But like with the old Volkswagen that I'm still need to restore, but I'm currently saving up money for it because cars are expensive.
Yeah.
Like, it weighs 900 kilograms, or at least around that mark.
Which is fucking nothing, let's be fucking real here.
It's around the same as my Twingo, basically. But it can pull that same weight.
Yeah, that's not how modern cars work, I can tell you that much.
So it's basically, at least with that car, it's basically the maximum you're allowed to put on that tow hitch is the car's weight.
I think it's a bit more complicated. I'm pretty sure it's the maximum amount of weight you can add to the total combination.
Yeah, which was on the tow, like including trailer weight.
Which also includes you, the person sitting in it, other cargo, other people. It adds up quick.
The maximum amount of weight that is allowed to,
be part of the combination, yeah.
Yeah. Like the passengers, the cargo, the cargo in the trailer. Because guess what? You usually put shit in the trailer you put behind your car. Surprise.
But like, depending on like what version, etc., the towing weight of a Seat Attica is between 1.5 tons and 2.1 tons.
Yeah, that you can easily pull a caravan along.
I mean, easily is maybe a big word because let's be real, we are Dutch people. We bring everything.
Oh please, people have used my old Volkswagen as a car to pull a caravan, and then go into some hills.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest here. It's probably not a caravan that has multiple axles, and it has its own drive motor.
Yeah, it is. It is a single axle caravan we're talking about here, like those small ones.
Let's say it like this: the caravan is big enough that you have an actual motor on it, so you can move it without the car.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I'm pretty sure it's only like a tandem axle, but I don't know. But like it weighs enough that it warrants a fucking SUV.
Yeah. Then I'm kind of happy that I don't have a tow hook on my car. Like, I can't tow anything with mine.
I mean, that would actually be something I would prefer to have.
Mainly because the car is a cheap, you know, it doesn't even weigh a lot. Small little hatchback.
Sure, but if I want to fucking bring a couch or some shit, being able to just rent a trailer, hang it behind there, throw a couple straps over it, and call it a day.
That's called strapping it to the roof.
That's called illegal.
Probably.
There are a lot of things you can get away with in this country. That is not one of them.
Strapping a couch to your roof. Even if you basically put like 5 ratchet straps on it.
It doesn't fucking matter.
That you then you pull underneath the doors, so it's actually properly secured. You can still get in and out. Or what I would do, grab a little bit of a red, like one of those red rags or a flag or a sign, and have it half stick out the back. I'm not sure about that legality, but
Well, the issue is would more be size depending on the car.
like, I'm thinking of my Twingo right now. If you put a couch,
Good, yeah. Chief 2/3 of the fucking couch, no matter what couch you're bringing, it's gotta be outside of the damn car.
yeah,
Bro is gonna do wheelies.
I currently have a bunch of weight in the back as well. Like, I don't think 50 cans of beverages is good to have in the back of your car, as it's weighing down quite a bit. If you put like
At the
basically
same time,
16 kilograms.
depending on what you're doing, you can get away with a lot.
Yes, I know.
How about having a Land Rover Defender? And then deciding, oh, we need to move logs.
Yeah, they are just gonna continue until the wheels start rubbing on the arches.
Well, no, but you are driving in public traffic with... Like they're not like full-size fucking trees, but like, they are still logs you use for fucking nodding shit.
Yeah.
How about having it stick out like 2 meters behind and 2 meters in front of the car?
Final destination.
Let's say it like this: we do it for a reason when it's night.
I hope you get the reference of Final Destination.
Sadly, I do.
With, you know, for those who don't get it, log truck, drive behind log truck, log moves, windshield, face.
But safe to say, it's not exactly legal to do that.
What? No. Who would have expected that?
To be fair, if we'd rig it so it only sticks out in the back, it would be legal, but that would actually be unsafe.
Yeah, so you made it safer, which made it illegal. Safety is illegal.
Technically, yes.
The moment you realize your country is basically outlawing safety.
Be it if we the real fucking solution would have been just get a fucking trailer.
Yeah, but who would want to do that? That
Not us, clearly.
requires getting a trailer, hooking that trailer up, and then bringing that trailer to the place you need to do stuff with it, and then returning the trailer.
Yeah, or you could just use the cargo rack.
Exactly. Safety third.
I mean, it was somewhat safe. They were strapped down with like 1 or 2 ratchet straps.
Yeah, I mean there's an entire thing that you can apply to a railroad, which is uphill slow, downhill fast, tonnage first, safety last.
I mean, that checks out.
Just send it, see what happens. If you take that as a concept for doing everything, then I'm sure it will eventually go well. Enough to not warrant any lawsuits.
I mean, to be fair, on a lifted Land Rover, those logs are higher than most vehicles.
Yeah. I mean, I've already noticed that like those new Ram pickup trucks,
Oh dear God.
their bonnet is taller than the roof of my car.
Yeah,
Like,
that
I
checks
legit cannot see over the top of them.
Yeah, this is the reason you can put like 15 children in front of them, which you can't see.
Yeah.
You know your vehicle is badly designed if you need to put cameras on the front of the vehicle.
I think an Abrams has better vision out the front
Genuinely,
than modern pickup
yes.
trucks.
Genuinely.
I think they actually looked at that as a statistic and came to that specific conclusion. It is
Which is kind
frightening.
of worrisome because those things are like, not only are they legal, the US is trying to make it so American cars can be imported here, but only need to follow the American laws.
So that would mean the Cybertruck is legal here.
That would be the least of my concerns, the fucking Cybertruck. Do you know how loose the fucking laws are in America about cars?
People are actually polishing their Cybertruck to a mirror finish. So that not only are you blinding all the other drivers, because you're also somewhat invisible. Like you are actively driving a mirror at that point. Explain to me how that's safe.
Explain to me how a box of steel scraps is safe.
Well, technically all cars are boxes of steel.
Yeah, but not scrap metal.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. The Cybertrucks looks like if you had some scraps laying around and you just needed to fucking get rid of them.
I mean, it is basically a car that was just Elon Musk's wet dream.
I mean, that's everything he does, so I mean...
Yeah.
Although he does, I can't imagine he has many wet dreams, considering the amount of fucking children that man has.
Or is planning to have. I think the women are actively denying him.
You'd think that. Yet I'm pretty sure that like every fucking CEO of a company he owns, he's had some fucking children with at this point.
Some fucking children?
Would you be surprised at this point?
No. As long as he doesn't name them after a password.
I mean, some of his names were fucking less rememberable than fucking passwords, alright. Like, you know your name is and your names are bad if they keep getting rejected as legal names. Also, what the fuck did I miss with Land Rover that they're making cool cars again? What the fuck is this? Although I will say that the new Defender looks absolutely fucking horrendous.
Yeah. Like, I sort of understand. I can understand that they wanted to do a remake, considering it basically looked comparable to the first model. But they turned it from an actual off-roader to a pavement princess.
No, not really. But it's far too complicated and heavy to do the stuff the old Land Rover did. Like, modern Land Rovers are still extremely off-road capable vehicles. By all means. I'm pretty sure Land Rover was even the one that didn't fail the Chinese fucking staircase stunt. Unlike a Chinese brand.
Like, they tried, but they failed. But
yeah,
if I look at an older Defender, I think that car is purpose-built for off-road.
Yeah, but like, the thing is, when making a remake, we already have the Ineos Grenadier for that. And they do that 20 times fucking better than this bullshit.
But this just looks like... This seems like a luxury vehicle that's adapted for off-roading.
Rather than what the Grenadier is, yeah. Like, the Grenadier is a enthusiast car made to just that. Also, I'm gonna call it again. Yeah, but...
How's our car rent aside? Once that job is turned in. I might be done for today at that point. Because it's going to slightly late and I still have to unload the dishwasher and load it again. And I have to still make my lunch for tomorrow. Although not technically. Since we're going to go out for food. Because it's Friday.
But yeah, like the Ineos Grenadier is like, honestly, it's a enthusiast car made by an enthusiast.
Doesn't
Which
the
is
Grenadier have a like 2 horns?
Yes, it does.
One
and
for
it's absolutely fucking perfect.
One for, you know, the average car, and one for one with a bicycle logo on it, specifically to let cyclists know you're coming through.
Well, not even necessarily just cyclists. It's just meant as a smaller horn, just like a small little beep to not necessarily do a full horn, but still let them know, yeah, like, yo, I'm trying to get through here. Could you maybe get the fuck out of the way? Like, it's just
That-
meant to be a less loud, a more nice way of just telling people without having to roll your windows down. And it's fucking
Yeah.
genius. It's genuine innovation. It's something you rarely see in the auto industry.
That as well, although smaller cars tend to have a more friendlier horn in general. Like, with my car, I can try to be as threatening as possible by honking my horn. But I will tell you, that won't work.
But like the thing is with the Grenadier, yeah, it's not necessarily a full luxury vehicle, but it's not what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a old school Land Rover Defender, slightly modernized, and that is exactly what it is.
It's basically like same body, just
It's like to the extent the same that it's literally the same vehicle mostly.
although
Like the patent they had on the original body was done.
although I do notice one detail that I don't like that's missing. The vents on the
Yeah, but it doesn't need it because you have fucking air conditioning.
that is true. That is the modern like the old ones had it because, you know,
You didn't have fucking air conditioning.
yeah,
That was your air conditioning.
two little flaps below your windshield. Also, let me end my
Which is-
stream real quick. I'll be back in like a minute or two. Because yes, you heard that correct. I'm gonna be ending it here soon because I'm getting tired and I'm home alone, so I still have to do some stuff. But yeah, finally unlocked the DE6. It's kind of expensive to run, but if you run heavy loads, you should still make a profit. And that's what it's about, so I can now start focusing on the, you know, actual museum engines and restoring those and getting gadgets for them so I can make driving easier. But that's going to be next week. Right now, the next stream is going to be tomorrow. It's going to be Friday. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be Stormworks, working on the boat again, or I might start another project if I feel like it. And yeah. If you like what you saw and want to see more of it, make sure to let me know. If you have feedback, it's also welcome. And yeah. I wish everybody a very pleasant evening, night, morning, afternoon, or whatever other time you live in. I don't know. And for me, goodbye.